not come here. You're not coming here for love, don't come here, period. You coming here for greed, go somewhere else. You coming here for racism, stay your ass at home.
Ignorance would be if you have the information available to you, but you decide to deny it.
And you think that that's the case with people who would organize on the anniversary of Heather Heyer's death?
Yes. I think that it's insensitive as well as ignorant.
You look the same as I do? Cool. You don't look the same as I do? I'm not going to have a problem with that. But again, that's me, and I feel lucky that I have been raised to be that way.
I'm here with my sister, and this is actually our first, active protest that we've been a part of. It feels completely different to be able to come out here today, be where the action's really happening on the ground.
There's so much negative portrayal of the protest, for instance, of what's here. I tried to make my friends come with me, like the ones that are studying in college as well, and they were just so reluctant because of the way it's being portrayed. And what I saw here was totally opposite. Love is what's prominent here.
At first I wasn't going to come. I felt afraid, but everybody was saying, no, you need to come, you need to come. So I decided to brave it and come.
What were the words that convinced you that you needed to be here?
Presence is important. So I put aside my fear because I obviously was thinking about Charlottesville.
That was something my friends and I talked about before we came down here. We said, all right, we got to be careful. If anything bad happens, just get away.
It's not good, and yes, I was afraid, but I'm not going to let that deter me.
Did you tell yourself this could be dangerous? Did you say goodbye to your loved ones or anything?
No, nothing of the sort. I didn't tell my parents. I'm in college. I live with my parents this summer, and I didn't tell them they were coming because they would be worried, but I wasn't worried. I really expected, everyone sort of expected that this would be the ratio and that there would be a lot of police protection around them and between them and us.
Were you glad to see so much police?
Yes, I'm glad that law enforcement decided to come here and make it safe.
How many people did you bring out here today?
It's just me and my friend.
So if there were 2 less people, you would have been safe at home, and it would have been a very similar ratio of protesters.
Yes, but I don't think I could have lived with myself. Because if, just 2 less people, well then there's another 2 less people, there's another 2 less people, then your numbers drastically reduce. So it's like every single person counts.
We are the people. We need a revolution. We need a revolution. Yeah, with this revolution.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You came from VA, so when they come to Richmond, we'll be in Richmond.
They come to Richmond, we coming down to Richmond.
And you came from North Carolina?
Yeah, I did a show in North Carolina at Durham, around the corner from Black Wall Street last night. And I said, you know what? I was going to kick it in Durham. But then I was like, you know what? They having a Klan rally tomorrow. I'm getting in my car. All right.
There's a lot more people than I expected. I expected more people on the other side, too. I'm actually surprised at the turnout that they have had on the other side.
Did you actually see the alt-right protesters?
I didn't see any, actually.
What do you think it says to our country that there was all of this concern that on the anniversary of Heather Heyer's death there could be more terrorist violence, and then it turns out the protest is so small we couldn't even see it, and the counter-protest is so large we couldn't walk?
I don't think the fight is over. The fact that there are even 2 or 3 people here still speaks volumes. So it's not something that is like, oh, it's not a problem anymore. It's like, no, it's still a problem.
The fact that they even decided to come at all to D.C. tells you that the person in the White House has given them license.
I think a lot of it has to do with the leaders voicing support for Trump and Trump not necessarily advocating for their behavior, but definitely approving of it.
Even though we have a Klansman in there, they're not going to be out here. So I'm glad that I came. I'm glad I put aside my fear, and I'm glad that I represented.
Well, I think if there were administration officials, they would take exception to you calling the president a Klansman.
Well, if you are supporting Nazis, if you can make a statement that the NFL players who are kneeling are unpatriotic, but you can't tweet that the Nazis who are going to be wanting to march on your front step are bad people and Nazis are bad and Americans fought Nazis, I am going to put you as a Klansman until you can prove yourself differently.
Well, he did do a new tweet. I'm not sure it was his writing because it was spelled correctly and everything, but there was a tweet this morning that said he condemns all forms of hatred, including this one.
Wink, wink.
Do you think they're rallying because Trump is president?
I think his administration gives them a platform that they have not had in previous administrations. It's dangerous, it's archaic, and it's completely un-American.
So what would you say to people who might politically support the president and they understand that these guys over here are part of the coalition, but they tolerate that because they're getting political outcomes that they prefer?
We have an opportunity to change the world for the better. And if we can stand up for those that don't have a voice, we have the duty to do so. It's not something that just, oh, we should do this. It is our responsibility as citizens of this country.
I don't know if you noticed, it's not just black people right here. So you're outnumbered. This is America right here. Look around you. This is what America look like, the real America. You know what I'm saying? The people trying to have healthy relationships, have families. Ain't nobody trying to hang nobody.
And I saw people from different areas, like different parts of the world, and they still paid attention to what goes on here because it can be like an example for other places that, like, where similar activities are going on in the world. So I thought that this was like a good stepping stool towards further progress.
It sends a good message out to the world.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.